everybody, this is Amy. Thanks so much for stopping back. Today I'm going to show you how to paint these acrylic flowers with round brushes. Still part of my brush stroke. Right now I'm doing the round brush part of the series. And it's just a fun little bouquet. And today I will be using my number 16 Princeton Heritage Series round brush along with the number 8. I will also be using my Westonia fine line brush, which is actually for fingernail painting, along with a small scruffy brush, which you can tell it's been used quite a bit. This is a one-stroke brush. I have a little story for you as far as the brushes. In one of my painting series the other night I was talking about, it really needed to get some different sizes because I had one brush that was a size 4, which was really pretty small, not real small, but pretty small, and then the other brush, which is the 16, which is, fairly large bristles. So I wanted something in between, and I kept thinking to myself, I swear that I had purchased something that was mid-range, just couldn't find it, didn't know what happened to it. Well, today when I was working on another project, I do wedding hangers with wire names, I just happened to glance down on the floor, which is just down in my basement, so I'm not down here all the time. I saw this brush laying on the floor. Had some white paint dried up in the tip of it, and I'm just looking and thinking, what the heck? Well, if any of you, again, have watched any of my previous videos, you may have, on occasion, hear me talk about my blue heeler mix dog that I have. If any of you are familiar with blue heelers, she definitely, I'm not sure what she's mixed with, but she's definitely blue heeler, which she steals stuff, she chews things up, tears things up, especially when you're not paying attention to her. Well, she got a hold of this and did a number on the handle of it. Luckily I had gone ahead and ordered another one because I thought, I really need to have a variety of sizes, so I had one is on the way, thank heavens. But I will be using this today. Along with my paint, I will be using wicker white. And this is Autumn Leaves, which I love this color of an orangey, fallish type color. Yellow Light. And all of these so far are the folk art enamels. This one is folk art, but it's actually the multi-surface, and it's the burnt umber. And then for my leaves I will be using Thicket and Italian Sage. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by loading the number 16 round brush. Loading it with some orange, not putting it all the way up into the bristles because the bristles are so big that that would be a lot of wasted paint. Dipping it into my white. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is start with the petals. And I'm going to move some of my paint out of the way because I just got paint on my hand, but I actually want to be able to turn my paper. So I started trying to do this and didn't turn my paper, and it didn't work out so well. So basically I'm putting the brush down, and if you get to the point where like your point isn't rounded enough with the top of it, you just keep altering it till it does. And then I know it's got a lot of paint in it, so I'm going to kind of try to remove some of that. Then I'm going to go off to the side here and do another petal. Again, pushing it down. I'm not sure why. Now that I'm doing the video, this brush is not happy right now. And then I'm going to turn it and then bring it like that. And this kind of a flower is pretty much a made-up flower. I was doing samples and just decided that I liked the way it was turning out by doing it like this. And as I'm speaking of my blue heeler, I can hear her upstairs trying to get in on the countertops. I mean, not literally get up on the countertops, but getting stuff off. She's trying to tell you one thing, she's the craziest dog I've ever owned. Ever owned. So if you like my videos, please make sure that if you're new here that you have subscribed to them and hit the bell that's down there as well so that you get notifications whenever I post something new. And I am just going to keep painting here. If you have any questions, comments, please let me know. Love to hear from you. I'm trying to come up with questions to get more people commenting, because I'd like to have more comments. So I'm kind of working on that still. You know, my main thing is when I'm painting, I keep thinking, is there a favorite flower you like to paint? Is there a favorite paint you like to use? You know, anything that you can share with me would be, you know, great. I'd love to hear from you. Now this pattern, I'm sorry to say, is not going to be anything that I'm putting on glass. I really need to figure out a way I got to get rid of some of my glass stash, so that's my next project, is going to be trying to maybe get on and sell on Facebook or something to get it knocked down some. It's just a lot. I mean, I have a lot of it. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and put some more petals around it. I think that's good. Kind of make it look more like an open flower. And then I'm going to do another one over here. Again, I like to work in in odd numbers. So if I'm doing like 2, I'm not going to be doing even numbers. You just aren't going to see me do that very often. So it would be, you know, 5. I don't know why I keep starting with that number, but 3s. Or more. Like I said, and if you make a petal and you're not happy with the way it looks, just go back over it. If maybe using this color combination doesn't work for you, and you know, like I say, like that petal's a little bit darker, that's fine. Typically, you know, it's okay to have, you don't want all the petals to be identical anyways. And if you want to paint this more with a looser kind of thing where, you know, it's just, I don't know how to describe looser, meaning, you know, that's more abstract, I guess is probably the best way that I could describe what I'm trying to say. And I happen to really love abstract, so I think that's one reason I like watercolor so much, and I'm going to be working on learning that more, because I feel like it comes off more abstract than just doing like one stroke kind of paintings, or maybe that'll help me be a little bit more abstract with my paintings, I'm not sure. And this one I had intended it to be more like a bud, but it's not coming out that way too much. But let's do this. Now, as I've said in some of my other videos, you know, if something doesn't come out the way you thought it would, you know, you have to really learn how to continue on with your painting. I know one of my grandkids, when I used to have her more, she would do stuff and just get so frustrated, and it's like, you really need to learn how to correct it. If you don't like it, you don't have to throw it away. Just keep working with it. Keep painting. Especially like if you're doing a mural or something on a wall, you're not going to be able to just stop doing what you're doing. You got to keep moving with it. And it's okay if it's not perfect, but it's also a good thing to learn how to fix it if you're feeling that way about it. It's just like when you're performing. You know, so the best performer, even if they make a mistake, they know to keep going. You never stop. Unless you've gotten hurt or something in the process. You don't stop, you keep going. And maybe that comes with experience, I'm not sure. Could be. But I just know that it's like, goodness, she just would really get upset. Alright, so I have my 5. So what I'm going to do now is work on putting the vines in. Give my flower a little bit of time to dry, just a tad, before I start doing any kind of putting in the centers. And I like to come off from either side. You know, you can come straight down if you want. I don't know where I'm getting all this glitter from, but anyhow, I am going to go ahead and start putting my vine in. And now this, the more open looking flowers, I'm kind of looking at it as this is going behind it, that we're seeing the front. And then these are more of like where we can make it look like they're either partially opened or starting to close, as far as like maybe they're getting older and they're starting to, you know, close up and not be open as pretty as they would be. I don't know if that makes sense. And I do like to do more of like waviness when I'm doing, and not by like this, crossing over like I did up here, and then doing the same down here. And I like to use 2 different colors. Now for this one, I'm not doing the bright green. Well, I guess it's not green, it's citron. Like I said, I have a problem with pronouncing that. I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced, but because I really do like that color. Very vibrant. You can go either direction. I'm just working on these a little bit, trying to make them a little fuller, adding some interest into them. And these are fun. I really like painting them. I haven't used the round brush so much as I have recently, and I really am enjoying it. It's kind of one of these things where I'm learning how to use it more while I'm doing this series. And you know, you never stop learning when it comes to painting. There's always going to be somebody that does something or knows more than you do, that kind of deal. That's fine. If you have any suggestions for me, I'm all for constructive criticism, because I feel like I'm always learning and willing to learn. And it's perfectly fine to me if you have any suggestions. I'm open to them. I just like for this to look like it's fuller, more whimsical. And as many of you know, I really do like leaves. I like painting them. I like my paintings to have leaves in them. Maybe more so than they should, but that's okay. I just really feel like, well, however you want to paint, you don't have to paint identical to me. You may be a lot better painter than I am. That's fine. The whole purpose of my videos is to expose people to different things that they can do. Make it easy enough to where even if you aren't an experienced painter, you can do it. You know, like I said, I'm always learning. I'm always interested in other forms of painting. So, you know, it's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in here and kind of put my little things in here to show that it's attached to the flower. I brush up a little bit. And yeah, also too, when I'm doing my painting on paper, you know, this is black cardstock. It doesn't flow as easily as it does on glass. It does dry to where maybe it's not as vibrant looking as it would be on glass. If that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to look at that as an open one, even though it's kind of similar to this one. And think of it as going to the back of the flower, where we're not seeing the back of the flower. Alright, let's get started here and start putting some of my little leaves in here. I'm going to keep the leaves small on this one. They're not going to be big like they were, like I've done in past paintings. They're just going to be small. Just kind of touching and pulling. Maybe turning my brush a little bit as I'm doing that. Pretty easy. Now I'm just tipping, you know, it's not a, I'm just sticking my paint, just the tip of it, in each color. And if I haven't mentioned this already, I like leaves. Just kidding. So I am adding a lot of leaves to this. And there goes I have to have odd numbers, even though, I mean, like with leaves, I don't typically worry so much about the odd numbers. But I'm just basically tipping and turning, tipping and turning. Just fun. They're just fun leaves. More like fillers than anything. I mean, you can do twos in the leaves. It's fine. You can do twos in anything, or odd, even odd. And that's purely up to you. That's just my craziness, as I want to say. And if you feel like the leaves aren't showing up enough, you can go back over them, add some more color to them. Maybe you got too much, like this one is more of the lighter green. The Italian sage. I just kind of whimsically just put them in different directions. And they're all over. Like I said, I could go back over some of these, but for the purpose of this video, I'm not going to. Alright, so what I'm going to do on this one is even though I placed this on here, I'm going to still add in some of the inside, like the inside of the flower, the middle of the flower to it. Okay, this one, I'm going to pretend I'm doing the front. This one is definitely a front-on look. Then I'm going to put some white into it and tap in some white. Tap in some white. I'll do those here in a minute because I am going to have those looking like they've got the center too. Using the yellow light for the center of the flower as well. And it may be coming off a little too heavy. I didn't tap it enough, which is fine. Because at any time you have a center that you don't, you're not quite happy with, just go back over it. It'll soften a little bit. And I like the centers to be big. Anyways, put a little bit more white. Like I said, you just keep working with it till you like it. Till you get it to where you're happy with it. And this is one thing too where you can actually use it to, put the little dots. If you want to do more of a dotted kind of a center, or after you do your center and you want to dot, that's fine. But I just keep working with it until I get it to what I like it. This one is more of a partial one because I have, the things going up. What I'm doing with the liner brush is then I will go in here, I can move that a little bit, and like with this one I kind of have an opening, so I'm going to go ahead and tap in what I would think of as being the center. Now this one won't because I pretty much covered it up, so I'm not going to do the center to it because I have these petals going up like that. But this one kind of has an opening, so I'm going to take advantage of the opening and tap in a little bit of a center. And it's just like a little peak at the center. No biggie. You can also use the liner brush, like I said, if you want to tap more of the color into it, because I have kind of muted it a little bit, or a lot, which is what I was trying to do. I meant to do that. You can do this and just add some definition to it. And this is with the liner brush. Like I said, the centers and stuff, various tools that you can use. There's just a various amount of tools. I've used like deerfoot type of the I'm going to go ahead now, this type of brushes, if you've ever heard of those. Now these, I'm just going to just branch it off. With the black it's a little hard to see, so I will go back in and add some of the lighter color. I just like the black for demos because I think that it helps you see the demo better. Now you can tap in some of the little veins, I should say, not vines, but veins into the center if you want. That one has a lot of green, dark green in it. Go like this, connect that. Or, if you feel like you just want to have the leaves out there and not connected, that's fine too. A lot of paintings are done with the flowers really not being connected. Just kind of random. And then you can go back in. Like I said, some of these are more difficult to see. Just kind of put in some of the the lighter green, which is kind of blending here. One thing I can say is just make your painting your own. You know, if you get inspiration from somebody else's work, that's fine, but try to make it, give your own little twist to it if you can. Mine, I don't really care. I'm sure there's painters out there that can do a lot better than I am. But I'm having fun. I like doing the videos, so... Whoops, now that was a boo-boo. That did not come out the way I wanted it to. I don't know what happened on that one. Say boo-boo. Let me get my other brush here. So you can see, it happens. Just keep in mind too, and I try to stress this whenever I do a video, that I am a lefty. And for me, this can be difficult too at times when I'm trying to learn something, because most people that I'm following are right-handed. So that doesn't show up, or you know, I don't say show up, sorry. It doesn't help me as far as learning from them. I have to figure out what I need to do in order to learn. So, if that makes sense, what direction I need to go, that type of thing. Alright, so I think we're going to be done right now. And here it is. Again, just something fun. Another demo on using the round brush. Again, it can be used for a lot of different flowers or whatever it is you're painting. I love flowers, so that's what you're going to see on my channel. Anyways, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure that you do. Click on the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell too so you get notifications whenever I put on a new video. Please feel free to ask any questions, give a comment if you like this painting, what you thought about it down in the comments section underneath this. And until the next video, have a good day.